Hey everybody, glad to have you here. Today we're going to answer a question that has come up a lot in the channel, which is why didn't I get the IS500? Why did I get the 350? And I did a lot of research. I read a ton of things about both cars, and today in this video I'm going to answer that very question in case some of you are wondering which car you should get. Now let's get started. All right, this all started about 7 months ago when I saw my GR86 and I wanted to get a Lexus. Lexus has always been a brand that I wanted to drive, always. And when I saw the IS500, I thought that's an amazing car. It's a V8. I started my research. I started watching reviews, how amazing it is. And during that research time that I was spending doing this, there was a moment when I actually rented an LC500 on Turo. That car is amazing. And I know it's weird that I'm mentioning that right now, but it will come into play a little bit later. I kept doing my research. I'm finally prepared to buy a car, so I started test driving. I went to a dealership to test drive the car. It wasn't easy because this somehow is a rare car. Like, dealerships usually carry 1, 2, or none. So I've seen dealerships that carry like 10 IS350s but only one IS500, and it's not because they've been selling out, it's because they only get very few of them. So I test drove it. Amazing sound, great power. And then out of curiosity, I tried the 350 because I've already been doing some research on that. And that is when I started doubting myself whether I was going to get the 500, because after I drove the 350 drove pretty similar. Aside from the power and the sound, everything else in the car was the same. The interior is 100% the same. The exterior, if you look at both cars and you actually are not into this type of car, you probably wouldn't even know better. Like, there's only the bulge in the front and there's a quad tip in the back. Oh, and the 500 badge. Those are the things that actually differentiate exterior, because interior, it's 100% the same. Here is where that comment of me driving an LC500 comes into play. While the V8 in the IS500 sounds amazing, it doesn't sound as good as the one in the LC. Like, if you drive an LC, I don't know, that's just a different, probably it's because it's a different tier of car, but still the sound, how it puts down the power, the 10-speed transmission. The transmission in the LC is super responsive. The transmission in the IS500 is pretty much the same as the one in the 350. It's just a little bit tweaked to hold down that much power. I guess what kind of started, questions in my mind was because I drove the LC500, I figured the IS500 could be so much more, and I'm like, why didn't they add more to this car? But anyways, continue with my research journey on the IS500. One of the problems that I also found with this car is what I mentioned in the beginning. This car seems to be a little bit rare. I don't know why, if it's a dealership or if it's Lexus itself that's only sending very few cars. Now, what that causes is negotiability goes down the toilet. You cannot negotiate a car as well when you only have one on the lot versus when you have 10 on the lot. There's that. The other thing is choice. For some reason, most of the IS500s are shipped with the red interior. I personally dislike the red interior. I know that's very subjective. You may differ, but I actively dislike the red interior on any car. So that's one of the things where I kept searching, and there's so many IS500 with red interiors. I actually did another research yesterday, just for the sake of this video, and I found in the whole Texas area, like every single Lexus dealership in Texas, there's only 10 IS500s, which you think it's a lot, but from those 10, 3 are already have a sale pending, which they were in transit, by the way. Most of those were in transit. And that leaves us with 7. Out of those 7, 5 have red interior. So that already leaves me out of the picture. And then when it comes to the exterior color, I wanted a dark exterior color. The only two that are left are silver, which I call the Lexus generic because every other Lexus has that silver color, and white. The white, it's a good color, but it's not my preferred color. I wanted a darker color. And this also played a lot into my decision. See, this car, I'm going to keep it until the wheels fall off, which will probably be a long time. This will be my daily for a long time. So to me, it had to be something where I had a choice in it. I wasn't gonna buy a car because, oh, that's what we have and you're gonna take it because there's no more of this car, or that's the only choice that we have. I did find one IS500 near me. The problem was what I mentioned, negotiability. The guy wanted to add all the add-ons and he wasn't budging. Like I told him, I'm not going to take your low jack, it was called SM Connect. I'm not going to take the other Resisto, whatever you want to call it, because those were like $1,000 in add-ons. I wasn't going to gift the dealership $1,000 in add-ons just because they had that particular car. Now, here's another issue that I had. It's a value issue. The fact that you are paying a lot more for the 500 and you get so little in return. Let me explain. If the base 500 was available in the US, which it isn't, I challenge you to look it up and see if you can find a brand new, not used, a brand new Lexus IS500 base. And by base, I means the performance, because there is performance and performance premium. Every single dealership in this nation has the performance premium. The performance premium comes with a $4,000 tag, and most dealerships, I'd say like 99% of them, not only get the premium one, they also get the premium with the blackout package, with the BBS wheels and everything else. So that takes a car all the way to almost $70,000. The gap between this car, the 350, and the IS, it's actually kind of wide, like between $15,000 and $17,000. And you're paying that much just to have a motor, just to have a V8. And I know what people are gonna say in the comments, hey, it's a V8, you know, it puts a smile on your face, and I get it. And I went through that same road, and that's why I went to try a Mustang. I went to try a Mustang GT because I was like, if I wanted a V8 so bad, let me try the one that's the most value for the money. Which, yeah, it's not a luxury car, I understand that, but the Mustang GT, if all you want is a V8 car, I'd recommend that. That's a lot more value for the money. Nowadays, you can get that car, like the GT Premium. I called around a few dealerships. They had discounts like all the way to $7,000. That was huge discounts because they have a lot of those cars on the lot. They're apparently not selling as many as they thought. That car not only comes with a great V8, the sound, if you get the active exhaust on the Mustang, it's amazing. That car also has a lot more technology than this car. If I wanted a V8, I would have definitely gone for the Mustang. To me, when selecting the car that I wanted, it wasn't just about getting the V8, it was about all the other things, and that's why I went with Lexus, because of the comfort, because of reliability, of course, because of the quality. And now for the cherry on top, when you look at insurance, I actually looked into insurance, the 350 versus the 500. The 500 is more expensive. The 500 has a lot less miles per gallon, like the gas mileage. It's not that great. And this is going to be my daily car. Not only is it going to be my daily car, but it's going to be the traveling car for me and my wife. Like I've mentioned in other videos, we plan to do a lot of road trips, which will hopefully be documented on this channel. So hey, stay subscribed for more videos. Yeah, the gas mileage is a big deal because this car takes premium. I know you don't buy this car because you want to save on gas, but that's also that I take into account. I take my finances very seriously. That's one of the reasons why I was able to afford this car comfortably. All right, those are my reasons why I didn't get the IS500 and I got the 350 instead. Share your comments down below. Are you thinking of buying the 500? If you disagree with me, I'd like to hear why. If you agree, also leave me a comment down below and leave me a like, because it really helps out the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.